We'll get going here in just a few minutes. But
are the restrooms open, available?
Yes. on the bright side, yeah, counteracts it a little bit.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get off the board, so you're waiting. That's the hard on right now. I'm ready for that. The board said you can let it go. Yeah. No, it's, what we saw in the quarter hour. Great.
We'll see, I guess. Curious to see. After the third one. Yeah. So we'll see once. Yeah.
We had somebody drop one from Troy.
Oh, really? Wow.
If you wanna work. Just gonna put it in. Okay. Who do you go now? I don't know, guys, the first time that was Steve. The part that is that we have.
Good. Something I hope it wants to work. But yeah. Oh, it's going. It's all live and unmuted, so. Something better than normally how it is, I feel like. Kind of cool to see.
Weekend? also still got question filled out his part, this one too. Some guys bought it painted in black. That's not official, but it's not official.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. Thank you for your numbers. February 14th, 2024, 4 o'clock. We're going to get going for the Buckley Community Schools Early Center bid. Please, everybody, silence your phones so we don't have any distractions. Introductions. My name is Bob Byrne, OAK Project Manager. Go ahead. Just go down.
I'm Debbie King, project engineer.
Connor Houtstra, Assistant Project Manager.
And Jessica Heron, superintendent.
All right. So there are 14 bid categories. We're going to start with bid category number 1, earthwork. There's one bid alternate per addendum 2. I'm going to acknowledge any clarifications for volunteer alternates, but I'm not going to read the numbers. Need the bid security attached. If there's not a bid security, I will not read the bid, or a certified check can also be in its place. As soon as your bid category is read, you're more than welcome to leave. We will be conducting post-bid interviews on February 20th for the low bidders, and we'll be contacting you to get those scheduled. Probably not, more likely we don't contact the second low bidder unless there's some questions. So that's typical of our policy. Please do not contact the owner or architect. We will contact you. And then the bid results will be posted tomorrow by 1 o'clock. So we'll get started here with site work. First bid is from CJ's Excavating. They've acknowledged the addendums. Now it's the schedule, and the base bid number is $202,611. $202,611. There are 90 voluntary alternates, and no qualifications or clarifications. Next contractor, next bidder, AJ's Excavating. They've acknowledged the addendums. They've acknowledged the schedule. Base bid, $152,413. Alternate number 2 for demolition of the existing learning center, $10,200. There are voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Elmer's Crane and Dozer. Acknowledged addendum 1 and addendum 2. schedule. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $262,131. Volunteer alternate number 2, $19,360. No voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Molan Excavating. Acknowledge the addendums and acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $272,786. Alternate number 2, $21,395, and no volunteer alternates. Next bidder, North Country Contracting. Acknowledge the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid is $159,063.50. Then alternate number 2 is $35,000, and no voluntary alternates. Pop Excavating. Acknowledge the addendums and acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $265,793. Alternate number 2 is $20,918, and no voluntary alternates. Walton Contract. Acknowledge the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule, and base bid is $323,329. Alternate number 2 is $46,650, and no volunteer alternates. Next bid category. Next bid category for asphalt paving. Elmer's Crane and Dozer. Acknowledge the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $59,999. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. No voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Molan Molan Asphalt Incorporated. Sorry, they've acknowledged the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $31,200. And they do have some clarifications. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. They do have a voluntary alternate. Next bid category. Bid pack 3, cast in place concrete foundations and slabs. Kent Companies have acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledged nothing noted on the schedule. Base bid $139,503. No voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Shepherd's Concrete. Knowledge addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule, and base bid $156,430. Alternate number 2, non-applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Tucson Concrete. Sorry if I screwed that up. Knowledge addendums 1 and 2. Knowledge the schedule. Base bid $137,240. No voluntary alternates. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. Next bidder, Choice Concrete Construction. Knowledge addendums 1 and 2. Knowledge the schedule. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Oh, sorry, did I read the number? No, I did. Sorry, apologize. $143,010. Next bidder, Sprick Concrete. Knowledge addendums 1 and 2. Knowledge the schedule. Base bid $178,970. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. They do have voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Spence Brothers. Knowledge and addendums 1 and 2. Knowledge the schedule. Base bid $327,000. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Next bid category, masonry, Bay Masonry. Have acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule, and base bid $87,000. Voluntary or alternate number 2 is non-applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Brigade Masonry. Have acknowledged the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $67,205. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. They do have voluntary alternates. New bid category, General Trades. Spence Brothers. They have acknowledged addendums 1 and 2 and have acknowledged the schedule. Base bid $439,000. Sorry, apologize. They do not have nothing in alternate number 2 and no voluntary alternates. New bid category, Allen Supply, for doors, frames, and hardware, furnished material only. They have acknowledged addendums 1 and 2 and have acknowledged the schedule. Base bid $20,545. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Architectural Openings and Access. Acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable. Base bid is $24,010. No voluntary alternates. New bid category. Roofing. Versatile roofing. Have acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $28,250. Alternate number 2 is non-applicable, and no voluntary alternates. New bid category. Aluminum glass and glazing. Traverse City Glass. Acknowledge addendums 1 and 2. Have acknowledged the schedule. Base bid $111,325. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and voluntary alternates, they do not have any voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Northern Michigan Glass. Acknowledge addendums number 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $100,400. Alternate number 2 is not applicable. No voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Lakeshore Glass and Metals. Acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $121,005. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Grand Valley Glass. They've acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $104,888. Voluntary or alternate number 2 is not applicable. No voluntary alternates. Next bid category. OPDA. You got Bauma Corporation. Acknowledged addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $92,840. Or alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Next bidder, Ritzma Associates. Acknowledge addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $77,850. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Chess Construction. Acknowledge addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $68,000. $68,000. No alternates and no voluntary alternates. New bid category. Flooring. River City Flooring. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. And the schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $47,580. Alternate number 2, not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Bayview Flooring. They've acknowledged addendum 1 and acknowledged the schedule. Base bid, $59,674.38. Alternate number 2, not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. Northern Floor and Tile Service. Knowledge addendums 1 and 2. Knowledge the schedule. Base bid $49,151. They do have clarifications. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and they do have voluntary alternates. Ritzma Associates. Acknowledge addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $41,594. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. New bid category. Painting. RNC Paint Systems. Acknowledge the addendums 1 and 2. Acknowledge the schedule. Base bid $15,124. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates noted. Halligan Painting. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. The schedule's been noted, and base bid is $39,200. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and they do have voluntary alternates. Fort Brothers Painting. No addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid is $18,980. Alternate number 1 is $6,000, and no voluntary alternates noted. New bid category. Mechanical and plumbing. John E. Green Company. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule is also noted. Base bid $198,560. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates noted. D&W Mechanical. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $134,500. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and no voluntary alternates. J.E. Johnson. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. The schedule's been endorsed. Base bid is $189,000. And alternate number 2, an add of $5,000. No voluntary alternates. More mechanical. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $169,265. Alternate number 2 is $0, and there are voluntary alternates. Hagen's Plumbing and Heating. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $160,702. The alternate number 1 or alternate number 2 is not applicable, and then there are voluntary alternates. Northwest Kent Mechanical. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $184,900. Alternate number 2 is an add of $2,500. No voluntary alternates. Johnson and Wood LLC. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. The schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $650,000. Alternate number 2 is not applicable, and then voluntary alternates are not also not applicable. Last bid category: electrical, shoreline, power and services. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $119,086. Alternate number 2, $520, and no voluntary alternates. Top line electric. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $103,988. Alternate number 2 is $674, and no voluntary alternates. Windemuller Electric. Addendums 1 and 2 noted. Schedule's been endorsed. Base bid $115,400. Alternate number 2 is $1,000, and no voluntary alternates. And last bidder, Voltage Electric. Okay. All right. So do they note the addendums? I'm not seeing it anywhere. But addendums, nothing noted on the addendums. I don't see any notes on the schedule. Base bid of $90,900, and nothing noted on alternate number 2 or any voluntary alternates. They do have qualifications. All right. Well, is that everything?
Is there anybody from Eisenhart Electric here?
No.
No?
No.
They didn't have a bid bond certificate, right?
So we had one contractor that didn't have a bid bond, so we're not gonna read those numbers. But I do thank everybody for their time and thank you for coming out and thank everybody that's online for joining. We will get the bid results posted tomorrow and then Tuesday next week, get everybody scheduled and get everybody on some post bids. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here from Voltage Electric? No.